And we began to determine that we needed to take a risk. We needed to take a big risk. Because the risk that I think we are taking pales in comparison to the implications of not doing something in regards to our environment. And I think we're all quite aware that we are on a precipice of an environmental disaster in the coming decades, and that all of us bear some responsibility to be good stewards of the created order. And if we don't do something, we are going to be in serious trouble. And so based on those principles and that vision, we as a small faith community began having this discussion and came to the conclusion that this risk that we are taking was not only necessary, but it was critical and extraordinarily important. Also, we felt that it was necessary as a community to be a leader in the community, and that we are the first faith community in Halton region to go geothermal as far as our heating and ventilation systems are concerned. And as such, we really felt that by doing this, that we are providing an example and a model. And that as faith communities across Halton region, that we all need to take these kinds of risks if we want to be faithful to who we believe we are and who we believe is looking down upon us. The God who created us all and created this small planet of ours. So,
welcome. I just want to run through a very brief resume or run through what this is about. People, when they talk about geothermal, at least when I started this 5 years ago, and someone said, well, maybe we should look at geothermal. I said, come on now, this is way out of our space. But really, when we looked at it, it came down to be the right thing for us, as Michael said, and also from a technical point of view, we had so many issues with the way the heating systems were working within the church that geothermal answered all of those problems and resolved all those problems. And I really thank Mark Greenhill for his vision of how you should do this properly, because this system is a dream. Now, first of all, geothermal, we're what we call a closed-loop source geothermal system. In other words, we're taking our energy directly out of the ground, we're processing it into heat or cooling, and returning it right back to the ground. We have 6 holes out the back of the church here running along with the driveway last year, and will become a driveway again when the spring returns. These 6 holes go down 650 feet. We've got over 1.5 miles of piping in those holes. And we're bringing water in at about 52.5 degrees. And that is constant. That will be a year-round temperature. We process that water through 2 heat exchangers, which are heat pumps. One here, which is this is a 14-ton, and we've got an 8-ton in the back for those that want to know what the capacities are. So what they do is they take the water energy, the heat out of the water, and they transmit it into a gas form. And you will look up above, we have these little white pipes running across the ceiling, the fan coil units, which convert that heat into air movement around the church.
There's an expression that I heard, and I jotted it down here to share with you. The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist waits for it to change. Those with vision will adjust the sails. And so I think we're here today because your community had a vision. On behalf of Mr. Crawford, I'd like to present a certificate, and it reads, on behalf of the Government of Ontario and as a member of the Provincial Parliament, my sincere congratulations and best wishes to the Anglican Church of the Incarnation on the launch of your new geothermal system. Your parish has taken an innovative approach to securing your future energy needs, while also setting an example of responsible environmental stewardship for our community.
I have to say it's so exciting. I do want to congratulate the church for its work. Climate change is real, and the impact of humans on the earth and the impact of our carbon release on the planet is real. And we're seeing the impact of that everywhere around the globe. We're seeing the impact of that here in Canada with forest fires, with heat waves, with flooding, with extreme weather events. It's real. And the fact that change happens close to home, we can look for change globally, but if you want to change the world, you have to change close to home first. So working with the Earth's natural energy is so important. And that's what you've done here. So instead of you're working with nature by drawing on these natural temperature differences that exist to create, the geothermal power and geothermal heat and cooling, you're working with nature instead of against it. And that is such an important initiative, such an important lens to have as we as Canadians look forward to how are we going to make a difference in our planet and how are we going to make a difference right here in Oakville. Thomas said we are the first generation to experience the impact of climate change, and we are the last generation that can do something about it.
I am so proud of what our community has achieved together. We're fortunate to be the safest community in the country, and we all know how friendly and green we are in our town. And it's the hard work and contributions of groups like you and others, like the Greening Sacred Spaces, Halton Peel Group, and Halton Environmental Network, that are keeping Oakville the #1 best place to live in Canada. I proudly wear this little pin about being Canada's best ever since.
There's an old adage when it comes to kind of environmental work, and that's think globally but act locally. And this is an excellent example. You've taken the leadership position and come in to act locally, to not have to rely on fossil fuels for heating and cooling going forward.
And this is substantial, Matt. Your work, your leadership is just inspiring. Thank you so much. This community had a choice. They could do a couple different things. The same old, they could do something more progressive. They chose a path that was not easy. That was not the quick fix. That was not the cheapest, opportunity for them. They really did the right thing. They leaned in hard for our community, and now we're producing energy that is green and clean. And it is a shining example of what we all can do if we just lean a little bit more. We can all reduce our carbon footprint. We can all make this community more resilient by working together. So thank you, Michael, for your leadership, Mac, for your leadership, the whole Inca community. My goodness, thank you so, so much for leaning in and not doing the easy thing, but doing the right thing. Thank you.
The last thing I want to do before we actually cut the ribbon is ask Mac to come up for a minute, please. On behalf of all of us and the countless hours and time you spent, we would like to present you something. This is a limited edition watercolor print of Church of the Incarnation, and with a little plaque that I'll let you paste on there. But on behalf of all of us, and the artist's name is Catherine Carnes-Munn, a friend of a local artist. Thank you very much. Wouldn't happen to that. I'm going to invite a parasol.
One more time. Nothing's easy in this project.